Hey there, welcome to my virtual tasting. So I am Allie. I am a barista at Pablo's Coffee. We are a roastery and a coffee shop. We have 3 cafes in Denver, Colorado. So let's actually get straight into the coffee, and as it's brewing I can tell you a little bit more about myself. So for today I picked this delicious Kenya. I can show you a little bit more. So this Kenya is actually a Peaberry. So coffee is comes from a cherry, right? So on the inside of the cherry there's 2 seeds for normal coffee beans. In this unique mutation or variety of coffee there's only 1. So this is again the Kenya Peaberry, and so it soaks up a lot of the sugars, a lot of the sweetness, and a lot of the flavors from the coffee fruit itself. Here we have, for our recipe, we're making an AeroPress today. And so for our recipe, we have 22 grams of ground Kenya. And I ground this at a 4.5 on our grinder, but just for you guys at home, if you're using something else, it's in between espresso and pour over. So we don't want it as coarse as a pour over, but not as fine as espresso. So I can kind of show you what that looks like. Great, so I'm gonna pour that evenly into my AeroPress. Get some of that static off, and then make a nice even bed on the bottom. As you can see, it's about 1 number's length, or about 1 inch. So I'm gonna start my timer right away, and then I have this sitting on top of an Ascali scale. So immediately as the timer starts, I want to double the weight, 22 grams. Now I'm adding another 22 grams, so 1-to-1 is our ratio, and total we're at 44 grams. So we're going to give that 30 to 45 seconds to do what's called blooming. And actually, let me pick this up because it's beautiful. So coffee bubbles like that. It's giving off a CO2 gas. That's kind of one of the benefits of using different brewing methods. Next, now that it's been 30 seconds or so, I'm going to stir or go in circular motions to kind of stir that bed all the way up to the top. It's usually around 275. Okay, now while that brews, I can tell you guys a little bit more about me. I've been a barista for about 8 years. I absolutely love it. So in the past 2 to 3 years, I've been doing barista trainings here at Pablo's. They're so much fun. We have wholesale accounts. Oh, there's my timer. So we have wholesale accounts that serve our beans, and the managers will send 2 to 5 baristas to me. Here, we're just gonna do the flip and push, not on the scale. And yeah, so I get to go through everything from dialing in espresso, tasting drip coffee, pouring latte art, ways to improve speed, ways to improve quality. So I do have lots of experience kind of explaining those things in different levels. Yeah, it's something that gives me lots of joy and inspiration for my own shifts on bar. Something that I love about coffee is you can show up to work every day and learn something new. This plunge went kind of slow. Alright, so here we have Kenya, made as an AeroPress. Cheers. Let's do a little tasting. It's gonna be hot. Yeah, so as I was explaining before, this Kenya is a Peaberry, so it soaks up a lot of sweetness and fruity flavors. So immediately my first impression is some acidity. So let's all taste again, thinking of acidity, like tartness, and kind of how that hits your mouth. And then on my second impression, I'm getting lots of sweetness. sometimes we describe it as like a chocolate or caramel sweetness. In this particular case, it's more like brown sugar to me. And then third, I like to taste for balance. Just kind of looking, is there a bit of bitterness or is there a bit of dryness, something that stands out. To me, this cup is very balanced. Well, thanks for watching. Cheers.